Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your support. Today I was thinking about my old college roommate. In high school, he held the bench press record. In college, he was in the ROTC. After graduating from college, he went into the military and he served in the Iraq War. When he came back to America, he joined the police force. His parents had both been police officers. Unfortunately, one Sunday morning, during a traffic stop, he approached a vehicle and a man got out and started firing at him, and he was killed in the line of fire. It was truly tragic for such a young man who had been so strong to die needlessly. It got me wondering about how other police officers are doing in society these days. I stumbled upon a forum on Reddit where someone asked a question. In your experience, how dangerous has a career in law enforcement been? There were a lot of people who responded. One person said, I've had 4 officers killed by criminal acts in my department during my tenure. 1 was a friend. 1 was a former beat partner. 2 I didn't know personally. Many others seriously injured. Nobody gets out completely unscathed mentally. Risk will vary based on department assignment, etc. My friends, this is truly tragic. A lot of these individuals try to serve humanity, and they put their lives at risk every single day. Some leave the house in the morning not knowing if they will return at night. The next commenter said, your mileage will vary, but in 12 years, I've had my ribs broken twice, been hit by a car, sustained an ACL tear when I was assaulted on a traffic stop, which put me out of work for a year. I stepped on a wooden board that had been booby-trapped with 42 nails, straight through the bottom of my boot and into my foot. I've had cuts, scrapes, bruises, etc. I'm sure there is more I'm forgetting, but those are the most memorable. That is terrible. Can you imagine stumbling into a booby trap and having 42 nails go into your foot? Unbelievable. Another person said, anytime you walk out of the door, on duty and even off, you're rolling the dice. Dedicated, high-quality training, solid teamwork, spiritual health, and mental health management will make a difference. But in the long run, the good guys don't always win. It's sad to hear that, but I'm sure it is true. This next person said, your chances of dying on this job while low are never zero. Any call for service or traffic stop could be the last one. Sometimes you see it coming and can mitigate damage. Sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes that's the end. It's really difficult for me to read this because it was the end for my old college roommate. I'm sure when he woke up that Sunday morning, he wasn't expecting for his life to end. The next commenter said, no one can tell you, it's the nature of the job. You could go 30 years without pulling the trigger, or you could get killed on your first call. You have to be comfortable knowing when you walk out that door for work, you may not walk back in. The odds are incredibly on your side, but that's the risk we all take doing the job. My friends, some of these folks don't get paid that well either. Now, many get a lifetime pension after they put in their time, but some may not be able to enjoy their retirement because of the injuries that they sustained on the job, whether those injuries be physical or mental. The next commenter said, the very unlucky ones die. Nearly every cop with more than 10 years of experience knows someone that died in the line of duty. I was close with one. It was a duty-related illness. Went to the academy with another who was shot in an ambush. Another person was intentionally hit during a pursuit. I know I've met others who have died, but I can't remember offhand. Around 1 in 30 will end up having to use deadly force. Those are very much life or death situations. Most will physically survive the encounter, but are left mentally screwed from it. Most officers will suffer physical injuries requiring time off at some point during their careers. The unlucky ones will have lifelong consequences from those injuries. The next commenter said, "Have you heard the phrase, when people hear gunshots, they run away, but cops run to it? It is always dangerous. I worked in Houston for 25 years. I've been retired for about 7. I've been in numerous fights, been shot at a lot of times, seen numerous officers shot and killed. So yes, it's dangerous. But if you learn how to read people and keep your head on a swivel, it's a doable profession. Don't get tunnel vision." This next commenter said, "My first year as a cop, I got in a 3-foot gunfight, responded to fatal car accidents, shootings, suicides, and violent domestics. I find myself in life-threatening situations 10 to 15 times a year." Another person said, "You do have a chance of being injured or killed, but that's nothing compared to your chances of PTSD, alcoholism, divorce, depression, and suicide. Those are the ones that get you." My friends, isn't this truly sad? This next person said, "You do have a chance of being injured or killed, but that's nothing compared to your chances of PTSD, alcoholism, divorce, depression, and suicide. Those are the ones that get you." I'm sure that's true, and it is truly unfortunate. And I think it's the same for a lot of firefighters. I have a friend who is a retired firefighter, and he saw a lot of tragedy on the job. He once told me he struggled to deal with a situation that he encountered. It caused him a lot of sleepless nights. This next person said, "The most dangerous part of police work is self-inflicted. I've had 4 officers kill themselves during my career from the precinct alone." This is really, really horrible to read about. These are human beings. These are people who went to this calling. They wanted to be police officers. They wanted to serve humanity. They wanted to protect humanity. And some had to see a lot of awful things. And it is truly unfortunate that some of these folks took their lives. It is really, really sad. Another person said, "I admire anyone that is either a police officer, EMT, or firefighter. I could not do it. I don't think people realize all of the dangerous situations cops are put into every single day. I have family members who were cops." Well, I'm sure that is true. A lot of these folks are putting themselves into very dangerous situations. It may not be a gunfight. It may be a knife fight. It could be someone who gets stuck by a needle when they are frisking someone. You just don't know what you're going to encounter. Another person said, "While statistics may be low in general for law enforcement as far as deaths go, nobody talks about how often you get shot at, get in physical altercations, or pull your gun and walk away." Another person said, "I worked in a large city, one of the top 3 in America, for a couple of years. The rate at which officers are shot at are high. I've had 2 people I personally worked with get shot and killed in the line of duty. At the end of the day, it's a dangerous job. You're dealing with criminals." I'm sure you can never forget that. You might approach a vehicle and you might think it's some family man, and it could turn out to be a very dangerous criminal. And that criminal may have nothing to lose. I'm sure glad I'm not a police officer. I really hope that people who are police officers stay safe. I hope they're able to make it to retirement and actually enjoy their retirement years. A lot of police officers truly do have citizens' best interests at heart. And many work hard. Many bring their work home with them. I'm sure it is hard to relax at the kitchen table and have a meal with your family when you have a lot weighing on you from your job earlier that day. I'm curious what you think about all this. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you are a police officer, tell us what it's really like. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.